Have you ever felt highly motivated to lose fat on Monday, only to struggle by the end of the week? Why does motivation feel powerful at the start but slowly fade when life gets busy or stressful? What if fat loss success has very little to do with motivation at all? In this video, we will explore the psychology of fat loss and why it is not about motivation, but about systems, identity, and behavior. Stay till the end and don't forget to like and subscribe for more practical and honest fitness insights like this. 1. Motivation is temporary and unreliable. Motivation feels powerful in the beginning of a new goal. You watch an inspiring video, look in the mirror, or step on the scale and suddenly feel ready to change everything. The problem is that motivation is an emotional state, and emotions naturally fluctuate. Stress, lack of sleep, work pressure, and personal challenges can quickly reduce that initial excitement. If your fat loss journey depends entirely on feeling motivated every day, progress will always be inconsistent. Successful individuals understand that motivation is helpful but not required. They build routines that operate even when enthusiasm is low. 2. Habits shape results more than willpower. Fat loss is not the result of one intense workout or one perfect meal plan. It is the outcome of repeated behaviors performed daily. Habits reduce the need for constant decision-making. When healthy meals, regular workouts, and proper sleep become automatic, they require less mental effort. Willpower is limited and easily drained by daily responsibilities. Habits, however, operate in the background once established. The key is starting small and repeating actions consistently until they become routine. Over time, these small behaviors compound into visible change. Instead of relying on bursts of discipline, focus on creating systems that make healthy choices easier. 3. Identity drives behavior. Many people say they are trying to lose fat, but they still identify as someone who struggles with consistency. Your actions often align with how you see yourself. If you view yourself as undisciplined, you subconsciously act in ways that confirm that belief. Sustainable fat loss begins when identity shifts. Instead of saying you are trying to be healthy, begin seeing yourself as a person who values health. Small actions then reinforce that identity. Choosing a balanced meal or completing a workout becomes evidence of who you are becoming. This psychological shift is powerful because it changes behavior from obligation to alignment. 4. Environment influences every decision. Your surroundings strongly shape your choices. If your kitchen is filled with processed snacks, resisting temptation requires constant effort. If your schedule leaves no time for meal preparation, convenience foods become the default. Many people blame themselves for lack of discipline, when the real issue is environment design. Successful fat loss often begins with small environmental changes. Keeping nutritious food visible, planning meals in advance, and scheduling workouts like appointments reduce friction. When healthy options are easier than unhealthy ones, consistency improves naturally. Psychology teaches that behavior is heavily influenced by cues and context. 5. Emotional eating is a psychological pattern. Food is often used to cope with stress, boredom, sadness, or even celebration. Emotional eating is not about hunger, it is about regulation. When feelings become uncomfortable, eating provides temporary relief. Without addressing the emotional trigger, dieting alone will not solve the pattern. Building awareness around emotional cues is essential. Ask yourself whether you are physically hungry or seeking comfort. Developing alternative coping strategies such as walking, journaling, or talking to someone can reduce reliance on food for emotional relief. Fat loss becomes sustainable when emotional regulation improves. Understanding your psychological relationship with food creates freedom. Instead of reacting automatically to feelings, you respond with intention. 6. Perfectionism leads to self-sabotage. Many individuals approach fat loss with an all-or-nothing mindset. They believe every meal must be perfect and every workout completed without exception. When a small mistake happens, they interpret it as total failure. This perfectionist thinking creates cycles of strict control followed by overeating. Psychology shows that sustainable change requires flexibility. One unplanned meal does not erase progress. When you accept imperfection as part of the journey, you recover faster from setbacks. Progress depends on consistency over time, not flawless execution. Letting go of perfection reduces stress and guilt. This mental shift encourages long-term adherence because it removes the fear of minor mistakes. Fat loss thrives on resilience, not rigidity. 7. Delayed gratification is a learned skill. Fat loss requires choosing long-term benefits over short-term pleasure. This is a psychological skill known as delayed gratification. It means saying no to immediate cravings in favor of future results. However, this skill strengthens with practice. The more you make aligned choices, the easier it becomes. Visualizing long-term goals can reinforce discipline during moments of temptation. At the same time, extreme restriction can backfire, increasing cravings and impulsive behavior. Balanced planning that includes occasional flexibility helps maintain control. Understanding that discipline is built gradually empowers you to be patient with yourself. Each small decision strengthens mental resilience and reinforces long-term thinking. Over time, delayed gratification becomes part of your character rather than a constant internal battle. 8. Stress directly impacts fat loss. Chronic stress affects both behavior and biology. When stress levels are high, cravings for high-calorie comfort foods often increase. Cortisol, a stress hormone, may also influence appetite and fat storage patterns. Emotional exhaustion reduces the likelihood of consistent training and meal preparation. Managing stress is therefore not optional, it is essential. Techniques such as adequate sleep, relaxation practices, and time management improve both mental clarity and physical outcomes. Fat loss becomes much easier when the nervous system is balanced. Ignoring stress while focusing only on calories can limit progress. Psychology teaches that a calm and stable mindset supports better decisions. Protecting mental well-being is a powerful strategy for improving physical results. 9. Self-talk shapes outcomes. The way you speak to yourself influences your behavior. Negative self-talk, such as calling yourself lazy or weak, creates discouragement and reduces persistence. Positive but realistic self-talk builds resilience. Instead of criticizing mistakes, view them as learning experiences. Encouraging language increases confidence and strengthens identity. When you believe you are capable of change, you act accordingly. Psychology emphasizes the power of internal dialogue in shaping action. Practicing self-compassion does not mean lowering standards. It means holding yourself accountable without harsh judgment. Over time, supportive self-talk increases consistency because it removes the emotional weight that often leads to quitting. 10. Systems create freedom. The most successful fat loss journeys are built on systems, not feelings. Planning meals, scheduling workouts, tracking progress, and preparing for obstacles create structure. Systems reduce decision fatigue and remove guesswork. When routines are clear, you do not wake up wondering whether you feel motivated. You simply follow the plan. This consistency builds momentum and confidence. Over time, the process feels less overwhelming because actions become predictable. Motivation may start the journey, but systems sustain it. Understanding this psychological truth shifts your focus from chasing inspiration to building reliable habits. When structure replaces reliance on emotion, fat loss becomes more stable and far more achievable. Fat loss is not about waiting for motivation to appear. It is about building habits, shaping identity, managing emotions, and creating systems that support consistent action. When you understand the psychology behind your behavior, the process becomes more predictable and sustainable. Focus on structure rather than inspiration, and progress will follow. If this video helped you see fat loss differently, don't forget to like and subscribe for more practical and mindset-driven fitness guidance. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.